Sachs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And the hour is late, and we've heard some eloquent speeches, and so I won't belabor this. I will say, though, that as a businesswoman, I look at changing an industry such as education that has 2,587,000 students in 3,629 public schools and employing teachers, which at this point is about 185,000 teachers in the state of Florida, public education. We are changing this industry today. We're going to take a vote on this. We have never asked the players of this industry to sit down at the table with us. I cannot imagine anyone who is an engineer, who is an architect, who is in law enforcement, who is in law or medicine, to find politicians changing their industry to such an extent as we are doing today to the education industry. As I said in the Education Policy Council, there are some ideas, good ideas in this bill, and they merit discussion and they merit debate. It is 7:30 at night, and we are debating how to change the entire education industry in the state of Florida by 120-some politicians. This is not the right way to do business. I ask, let's just wait. Let's vet this idea. There are good ideas in here. Let's talk to the industry. Let's talk to the teachers. Let's talk to the students. Find out what's the best way to fix our education system. This is not the best way. I asked to change some of the terms, some of the provisions in this bill so that we could make them more palatable, more amenable to the diversity that is in this great state. And yet, every one of the amendments, not just my own, but all the other amendments, were shot down. We had the opportunity to speak, Mr. Speaker. We had the hours to hear the teachers, but they were not sitting at the table. They're on the other side of a podium. And we as politicians, and I'm not an educator, are here to make a decision in their industry. That does not make good business sense. That is no way to run a state. So I ask those of you who are thinking of voting for this to pause long enough to imagine somebody changing your industry without even giving you a place at the table. For example, in my district, we have instances where there is such diversity that some of the kids don't even speak English. And we have more added because of the January 12th earthquake in Haiti. And yet, those students and those teachers will be judged by the same measure as are judged those from Panama City to Tampa to Orlando. This is no way to change an industry. Second point I want to make, why are we spending all this time in education? Our people need jobs. We have 12% unemployment in this state. We have spent hours debating education, and yet we have not yet explored a way to make one new job in this state. And we walk out of this chamber, and we walk down the street, and we go and take the means that we do to get home to our constituents. They're going to look at us, and whether they have children in school or not, they're going to say, what did you do to help the economy in my neighborhood? And we're going to say, well, we did spend a lot of time talking about education, and we sat around and we listened to people and we debated back and forth. But no, we didn't do one thing for our Florida's economy. And we are late in the day today, and we will stay later. We have only a couple of more weeks of session. And what have we done to incentivize, to move this economy forward? Nothing. Why? Because we are changing an industry without even speaking to the players and bringing them to the table. And instead of revitalizing education, which I have always believed to be at the basis of Florida's new economy, I believe that if we want to revitalize our economy, we need to revitalize our educational process. That's what we should be discussing, not discussing changing an entire industry without bringing them to the table. So, in short, my suggestion to any of those representatives who will vote for this, pause. Just pause and think what would happen if Congress or if this House were changing your industry with a group of politicians who are not engineers, who are not doctors, who are not lawyers, changing your industry without even listening to your input. I think it's a grave, grave mistake. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.